Hello, this is me making this side table. So I started actually 3 or 4 years ago building it. I actually have some video here out of walnut that I got from a family friend. Don't mind the feet. But I cut the table top, but it ended up just sitting in my workshop for like 2 years, 3 years. So here's me getting ready to finish off this table that I designed, and it's over 2 years. So I kind of changed the design of how I want to do the legs. So here I'm cutting them to length, and then I'm actually slimming them up a bit because I thought they were a little bulky. So cutting these all to the same size. And then I actually slimmed these down to almost a 1x2 size leg. It's almost rectangular. I just thought the slimmer look looked a little bit better. I almost dropped onto my foot. But yeah, these pieces are beautiful. Yeah. And so this is how I build things. I kind of just look at them and then think really hard. And then I just mark with my finger where I think something should be cut, and I cut it. So I'm cutting a little bevel on these to have the legs down. I think it's like 4 or 5 degree angle. It's really small, but it makes it so, it's a little bit more interesting, but it makes the geometry a little bit more complicated. I kind of just estimated, okay, this thing's 18 inches long. I'm just going to cut it into 3 parts. So this is the main support in the middle. And I wanted to do this 3-way little pattern, and just eyeballed it and then did my whatever geometry. I think it's like 30 or 60 degrees per cut or something like that. And put a little stop block there so that I would get 3 consistent pieces that all have a point, and they all can join up together nicely, like this, which I thought looks good. And I don't want to use any fasteners, so I'm just going to glue these together. And my favorite method, using tape, because it kind of just hold things together. And I don't know, this is a really annoying glue up to have 3 different pieces together. But you can kind of use some of the offcuts, and if you can apply all that pressure somewhat evenly with clamps, as you'll see me do here in a bit, you can actually get a pretty strong thing. And I put little paper towels there so that hopefully the glue wouldn't stick or leak out and stick to the little support pieces. So a day later, you can pop these parts off, a little mallet. And yeah, the joint came out pretty nicely. There weren't any gaps. And I'm lazy, I don't want to do any fine joinery, so I do pocket holes to, you won't ever see this because it's on the underside. But it works. It's not the most professional way of doing things. And I also attach the legs to the top using pocket holes because I'm also lazy. And you might see these, but I don't care, and I don't want to put in effort to actually do good joinery. So this is a cool trick. You can actually put 2 cords across a circle and then put 90 degrees from the center points of those cords, and that's how you get a center point of any circle where they intersect. And then I did a little bit of math to get my 120 degrees apart so that we have 3 legs. Here I'm just marking where I'm going to install the kind of main support here. And I just use pocket holes to kind of roughly fit that in, and this is the first look at what it looks like, which I think looks pretty cool. Here I put a chamfer around, honestly, just so that kind of live edge part flowed with the rest better, and I think it looks good. I decided to put a chamfer on the other side as well, or round over, I guess, which ended up being the top. I just liked how it looked. And then I put a little, I think 1/4 inch or 1/8 inch round over across the rest of the legs to kind of smooth it out. And it looks good. And then a lot of sanding. Lots of sanding. Probably 2 days worth of sanding. But came out pretty nicely. So, undoing the rough assembly here. Okay. And then I'm going to re-glue everything together so that it's strong. I think I put this leg in the wrong spot, so I had to reattach it in the correct spot, but it's okay. So this joint ends up being really strong with pocket hole and glue. And this is always super satisfying, sliding that in and seeing how it lines up. It does pretty well. And then it's also just putting glue on and fastening those screws back in. Cleaning up any excess glue spill out, and it's honestly pretty done here. So a lot more final sanding. I don't know why I don't sand these things before I assemble it, but whatever. Take a little plane to take off the bottoms of the legs. And then I used a oil poly, just a satin, or maybe a semi-gloss poly, and just rubbed it on. Put on, I think, 3 layers, and just let it dry and sand it in between. And it turned out pretty nicely. So yeah, you're sanding in between. It's always a pain with all that kind of, how it becomes kind of powdery, but using some mineral spirits, kind of, you're able to wipe all that off and then put on another layer. So yeah, I like the color that it came out to be, and it's a pretty cool little table that took, I guess, over 4 years to finish. Thanks for watching.